All right.
All right, and now we're
We're
live.
live.
Hello, everyone, and we meet again in May.
Yep. I'm
And
Marco.
yeah, so today we are going to talk about CeDeFi. Um, DeFi is in the crypto world. This comes from decentralized finance, and C is from centralized. Is like very much from the Marco's world.
Well, I mean, yeah, and let's just start from there, right? I am super confused because, like I mentioned to May earlier, and Alex is not have time doesn't have time to join us today, but that's okay. Um, we are confused because I mean we think that blockchain, the whole idea of blockchain is to decentralize. So DeFi, it's makes sense, but why do we have to centralize and decentralize at the same time? Isn't that kind of contradicting each other? It's like an oxymoron. Why do we do that, right?
I think we should go back to what is DeFi.
I see. Yeah,
I, I
please.
it's just for the audiences that they some of them might not into the concept of DeFi, which is decentralized finance. And
Mm,
decentralized finances come from you own your assets at all time, and even when you swap your assets, you still have full control 100% at all times of your assets. So what does it mean? It means that when you are in the bank, when you deposit your money at the bank, you don't have the custodial of your money. So the
mm.
bank holds the money for you. In terms of DeFi, you hold it yourself. And there are
Ah,
pros and cons on the DeFi and banking. It means that in the bank, if somebody takes your money, you can call the police, and then the
mm,
centralized world will take care of that thief, right? And
I see.
supposedly, depends on
Mm,
how much. If they take like $100, maybe you won't get it back. But if they take like $2 million, then you'll get it back because then there's good enough incentive for decentralized people to follow them through. But when it comes to DeFi, there's no
mm.
police and there's no one to to facilitate the custodial of your, I mean, okay, they're facilitators, but nobody's gonna help you responsible for your own assets.
Well,
Mean
that
that you
doesn't
have,
sound good. That that's
well,
terrible.
I think I think for the centralized people it's super terrible, right? Because why you put money somewhere when there are lots of hackers everywhere, when you don't understand fully on the cybersecurity, knowing that everything in the world is hackable,
Mm,
depends on the time that you use and the cost and the resources that you use. Sometimes you have to use so much resources or so much time that it's not worth it. But knowing that everything in the world is hackable, why you leave money or your assets, your hard-earned assets,
yeah,
into
exactly.
somewhere else?
Something.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when it comes to the crypto concept, people talk a lot about decentralized and like we talked behind the scene earlier, there are two types of, for me, this is me personally speaking, there are two types of people that hold crypto assets. Okay, the
Mm,
first one is the speculators or the one that wants to generate income. So they look at the pricing and only pricing. So they
mm.
might look at the valuation right now because pricing is nothing. So everything drops like a lot. So a lot of people talk about valuation, but at the end of the day, they will after the pricing. And that's the
Mm.
speculators or the one that wants to invest in the project. But the second group of people are the ones that like to believe in the agenda of blockchain, which
Mm.
is decentralized, which gonna help fixing the money problem of the world. There's a quote saying, "Fix the money, fix the world."
Mm.
So for those people, there's something wrong with how the world governs the money.
Okay.
Inflation
Yeah.
and manipulations and when you're like tip off the supply and demand, and then now you see the world's inflation's going rocket high, and they're trying to bring us down by creating recession. And
Mm,
I mean, the Fed did say that they'll do whatever they can and do whatever it takes to
yeah.
bring the inflation down, and that the hidden word is recession. So why they have to manipulate in such a way that in along the line they have to get people to suffer. And
Mm,
most of the time the people who suffer are the small ones, not the big ones. If I have $1 billion and then if my
yeah.
net worth reduced by half, I won't change
Mm,
my lifestyle, right? It's gonna be exactly the same. But if I have like $100 and if my wealth reduced in half, it's gonna be a very, very big deal for me.
yep. Definitely.
So
So you are saying that what we're seeing today in the stock market, like what Alex talked about, last week about the invisible, the visible hand, rather like people who are manipulating the stock market for their own benefit, will all be gone with this kind of DeFi decentralized network, right?
it's very transparent. One thing about DeFi and one thing about crypto world is very transparent. But so you will see all the transaction. Bitcoin was created. You will know where kind of the address that it came from. You don't know the
Mm,
location, but you know the address, not the physical address, the wallet address. So you
mm,
kind of know when and how much Bitcoin has been created at all times, and where and how it moves into the world, which exchanges it goes, or to many addresses, or one Bitcoin is fractionalized into small little bits and go to a lot of addresses. So this transparency is proven, and this is something that centralized world doesn't have.
mm, mm,
So imagine, like, you will see weird transaction even every time that there's a corruption. So, like, if there's an election and there's a big corruptions going on and people just keep giving away money, if you do it on the DeFi, you will see all the transaction. You can spot the weird things, the weird movements there. So even though it has its flaws, the transparency is something that people find like, hey, this is good enough
mm.
for to apply as a money. But because the wallet doesn't have the name on it, it won't say this is May's wallet or this is Marco's wallet. So you kind of have this privacy when when it's this transparent.
I
So
see.
this
So
is
let me recap. Let me recap. So in our traditional world, the banks are the people who control the money flow because bank has these internal networks of communication like the Swift, and they can talk to each other. It's like, okay, Marco wants to transfer $100 to May's account. I send an instruction to my bank, and my bank would do the transaction into May's account, right? But all that transactions are kind of hidden from the public because I cannot really go search and see, okay, how much money did May receive from whoever ABC. However, you're saying that in the Bitcoin world, in the world of Ethereum, then you can actually track that. Is that what I'm saying? What
yes, and
I'm
there's
saying?
an yes,
Okay.
you can track that with you can apply the option
Okay.
of masking your transaction. You can do that. Not most of the people do that because then it's going to pose another problem. But in general, people don't mask that, and people just send it transparently because nobody knows which account is whose anyway.
I see. I see.
Yes.
Well,
So
that's
when
interesting.
yeah. So the question comes to, in the bank you have Swift and you have banks, and these people have responsible persons.
Hmm.
But in blockchain, in DeFi, who responsible for the transaction? because if
Okay.
there's so DeFi 1.0, like the beginning of DeFi, you have these codes. I mean, all the DeFi's actually, all the DeFi, you have these codes, and it calls smart contract. It has the similar name escrow. Through the escrow, it has this kind of lending, borrowing, transaction commands, and you can't alter that. It's going to be there. It's
Hmm.
going to be fixed, and 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 you have to trust the codes.
I
So
see.
so there's a word, code is law, not humans,
Okay.
not organizations, but the codes. But then it comes to another problem that people need to understand and take full responsibility of their own assets by understanding the codes,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? And that's a huge problem that happening in the DeFi world, because people are too trusting, and people know very little about the risk, and you have these understandings, you have like misunderstanding, like the word stablecoin.
Hmm.
It's kind of you have this illusion of the stability because the word stablecoin, but actually some stablecoins not stable anymore. So there's a word unstable stablecoin. So some
Okay.
stable, some
I
stable.
am getting really confused, May, but that's okay. Please keep going.
So the stable coin from $1, like UST, goes
Hmm.
down to very low, almost $0. So if you
I
hold
see.
UST, that's supposed to be stable and give you 20% a year return.
I see.
Then now it's go really really low. So so when people see this problem, or even foresee this problem long ago, like I want to invest in DeFi, but I don't know who to trust. They're looking for
Hmm.
someone, well, probably me or ZC or
Okay.
any big guys out there, and say, can you help me invest?
I see.
I
Okay.
centralize the money and put in DeFi because they trust the organization, the person. Binance, they trust Binance, they trust FTX, or they trust
Hmm.
some mutual funds. So that's a centralized. I pull all the money and make them trust me, and then I invest in all kinds of things in DeFi
Hmm.
world. So these
I see.
people doing so the CeDeFi is for people who wants to have some exposure in cryptocurrencies, but scared that they don't have enough knowledge. But still, when you hear the word centralized, not all the regulated parties are reliable. I mean,
Hmm.
I mean, they have their functions, they have their responsibilities, but you not necessarily you can trust every one of them, right? Because otherwise, in the centralized world, there are lots of things collapse too. I think you've heard a lot of news. I mean, even in this
Hmm.
supposedly responsible, my tongue twisted, supposedly responsible people, they still have problems. So
Can I
so
can I
yes,
can I
sorry.
share like a picture or something, because I was just really confused, and maybe if you can, like, explain along a picture, then I don't know if that makes sense. Here you
Show me.
go. Wait, hold on. I cannot do this. Sorry, I'm trying to learn how to do this. Share screen.
But you got it all
Uh,
right before. I saw a blink of a screen coming up.
oh yeah, you did.
I did.
How about this?
Sure,
Does it make
this is good.
sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
CeFi is a world that we're living in.
Okay.
Banks, trust funds, mutual funds, they're the world that we're living in. That's CeFi.
Okay.
So in the DeFi, you have this smart contract in between. So so you remove the whole centralized regulated parties away, and you
Hmm.
replace them with non-human codes.
I see. So it's a network of computers, right? Blockchain,
Yes.
smart contract protocol. They're like computer codes among these network of computers, and these computers they just programmable. So when I actually need to say create a contract between the person on the left, Sarah, and Robert, and say under certain condition I will transfer one Ethereum coin over to Robert. And so I need to understand the code, I need to code it in, and then the network computer would just execute, right?
Yes.
So
Yes. I mean,
then
you
you don't
don't.
need the banks and the human, and they are
Yeah.
less influential to the market as a
You
result.
you don't really need to understand the code. If you
Hmm.
have a wallet called MetaMask, I can
Hmm.
send you one Ethereum right away, given that you give me cash back. Um, but
Oh,
but
yeah. You can
but the
send it
thing
to
is,
me any day.
yeah. But here's the thing: you need to understand how it works. Um,
Hmm.
the smart contract is for the simple transaction. Smart contract is not difficult to see.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at the screen and I see our StreamYard. Okay, we're back.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
still trying to learn how to do this better, but bear with me. Okay, please continue. Sorry.
So you have this group of networks, and you have this so you have group of networks, you have computing power that share together
Yeah.
to help us um, to help us transfer money in a different way. So
Hmm.
all the transaction fees that occurs is not going to go to the banks. All the fees will
I
go
see.
back to the system. It can go to the miner, or it can be spent and burned. So it
Hmm.
really depends on how you design the ecosystem. But when you have this evolution of smart contract, it's not just I send money to you, but you and I can borrow money. Like
Yeah.
if I have a lot of Ethereum, I believe that my Ethereum will grow a lot in one day, so I don't want to
Hmm.
sell it. But I need cash right now. So I go to you and say, hey, Marco, I need some US dollars. Can you take my Ethereum and I will pledge it with you, and then I will get
Ah.
you US dollars, and I'll give you back the interest. It's the same way that you pledge the house. I have a house of $100,000. I need $500,000 loan, so you pledge the house, and then you
Yeah.
get the loan, and you pay back the loan with the interest. The
I see.
problem is, if you don't pay back the loan, it's going to be a lot of process, a lot of paperwork, and a lot of phone calls.
Hmm.
But in
Hmm.
this case, the smart contract will do things for you because it's
Ah.
already a digital asset. I pledge Ethereum with you, you give me cash, and if I don't give you cash back within the terms, then my Ethereum will get deducted. Depends on the contract that we agree on.
Ah. Okay. Well, that's good. So I don't have to uh, you know, go through any human or agent to get the asset that was promised to be pledged to me, and I would just get it right away as soon as that person that borrowed money didn't pay me back interest on time.
Yes, and then you can do more complications on the contract. Then if the Ethereum price goes down, like if the day that I pledge Ethereum to you, the asset is $100, and I borrow $50 from you, and then
Hmm.
the price fluctuates, and then Ethereum goes down to
Yeah.
$50, you can force to liquidate the whole thing
Okay.
and take the cash so that the risk is not on your side.
I see. I see. But the terms are negotiated between me and the borrower, right?
Yes, so through the smart contract that we're going to draw up together, if it's only two of us in the ecosystem, then
Hmm.
there's a smart contract between two of us. But if it's a pool of people, like the bank, you pool all the money and then you
Hmm.
give yields back, you can do the same thing. I can gather 100 people saying that why don't you just put Ethereum in this pool?
Ah. Okay.
And then people can borrow your Ethereum, or you use cash against anything. So you put Ethereum in a pool and you can do lending and borrowing protocol. So
I
now
see.
you
I
you
see.
start it start to become a bank.
Yeah. yeah, I get it. I get it. That's cool. So
Yes.
that's why you're saying it's better not to have someone to guard this process because it will be completely transparent, and then you don't, yeah, you don't need to worry about your money gone or somebody take your money and never come back.
Yeah. And then um, there are like versions of DeFi. So you put
Hmm.
Ethereum and USDT, which is equivalent to USD, in the pool. Instead of one coin, Ethereum, you put both coin and they will trade it. Or even
Okay.
better, you put Marco coin and USDT in the pool. You have this Marco pool, marvelous tool,
Okay.
and then you put these two coins in the pool, and you say if you buy Marco coins, which create
Hmm.
from thin air, can be, if you buy this Marco coin, which represents something something whatever,
Hmm.
and you put if USDT and Marco coin in the pool, you will get 20% return in a year. But I'll give you
Ah,
Marco coin interest. Instead of USDT, I'll give you Marco coin. Or
that's
sometimes it's,
good.
yeah. So that's a concept of DeFi. So you give out the coins that you own,
Hmm.
in return of people putting money in your pool. And sometimes people deliberately give a lot of returns so that people would want to buy Marco coins. Like, look, Marco coins give us like 100% a year, or even 1000% a year, because not only interest that Marco coin gives, but the price of the Marco coins goes up. So when you calculate the return, you get 1000% a year. And that's way better than the bank. Let's buy Marco coin.
I see.
So,
But that
so
that that is a risk that that the borrower would need to take, right?
yes, yes, the lender actually, if
Or the lender has to, yeah.
I leave money in the pool,
Hmm.
then the lender might expose to certain problems if Marco coin drops,
Hmm. Hmm.
or if the programmers or developers who knows the way in and out know the bug or loopholes, or they manage to take all the USDT that you put and leave you only Marco coins that by that time is going to worth very little.
Yeah, so I put up a diagram that I think it's describe what you were saying, May. I don't know if that's correct. So there's a DeFi platform in the middle, and that could be, Ethereum, any smart contract blockchain network, right? And then the lender will need to deposit the fiat currency that the borrower wants to borrow, right? And then the deposit, the or so-called the collateral is from the borrower. That it could be Bitcoin that is being put into the
Yeah,
program or the smart contract.
yeah.
And then
I think
so yeah, go ahead.
yes, yes. Sometimes it's not fiat currency; it's fiat equivalent. But yes, the concept is right.
I see. I see. Well, that's cool. So why do we have to centralize the decentralized network? That's the question.
Because the centralized people, I think I'm going to answer this very bluntly, and some people might not like my answer, but here's my answer. The centralized people want to jump in, and they don't want
Okay.
to do this. Okay? I think you encounter a lot of rich people that don't want to hook
Mm,
their wallets to their computers. They don't want to remember 12 seeds codes. They don't
mm,
want to understand what is Ave, what is Olympus DAO, what is all these funny words, what is Luna and why it's going down, what is GameFi. They don't want to deal with these words. They don't want to deal with the products, protocols, and
mm.
securities.
I see.
So why don't you just let someone do it for you?
Hmm.
So centralized CeDeFi is a service on DeFi
Okay.
that 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 help facilitate people who want to get into the crypto world but wary about things, so they feel like they're protected, or even regulated parties jump into this.
Hmm. Hmm.
And it's not a bad concept. I believe that CeDeFi will bring a lot of benefit to the DeFi world. At the end of the day, money makes the world go round, right? So the big money is in a centralized world, not in a blockchain world.
So what is the difference here now? So you're saying that for the borrower, they probably don't see any difference because it's still smart contract, it's still they're borrowing fiat or fiat related currency, and they're still depositing the cryptocurrency as a collateral. But for the lender, they will kind of work like how they were buying a bond or any kind of like lending money, traditional lending money procedure, right? Is that right?
Yes, but for the lender, so it's depend on supply and demand. And
Hmm.
sometimes when it's really hot in the crypto world, like everything's
Hmm.
bullish, interest is very high. Like if I have Ethereum and I have Bitcoin, and I don't want
Yeah.
to sell those Ethereum or Bitcoin, but I want to buy more, what am I supposed to do? Then I
Hmm.
pledge my assets and then I have to bear a lot of high interest over time. So yes, there are big risks for the lender. And that's
Hmm.
why strategy comes in. I work on the strategies. I manage the crypto funds. So so yes, I like the crypto assets. Some of them, not all of them. And I think there are lots of potential in a lot of assets. But with volatility, what you can do is two things. Okay, three. Understand your time
Okay.
frame.
Mm-hmm.
Understand your time frame. You have to understand how long you can wait. And
Hmm.
this comes from your experience only. You can't imagine that. Some people have like a lot of money but still cannot wait. So understanding time frame is one thing. Second is um, understand the asset allocations. Money management is not how many times you win. It's how much you
Hmm.
have left in your pocket in order to play the game.
I
So
see.
so 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 you have to split money into portions, and you have to understand your timeline. So if you want to invest over 2 years, how many portions of money you have to put in. If you want to
Hmm.
split in 4 portions, you have to do big time frame. You have to look at the macro scale and look at this. So that's another one. And the third one is a strategy. And our team specialize on high frequency trading, and we
Hmm.
hedge with short. So we harvest on volatility. That's why we stay in the crypto world, because harvesting volatility in the crypto world is profitable.
Hmm.
And it depends on how much people wants to hedge their port. So we can put a put long and short, but we're not going to do speculations. We're going to put short in terms of hedging the port, not doing it in terms of speculate, so that when it goes down you make a lot of money. That's not the
Hmm.
principle.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
at the end of the day, our aim is to make sure that the return is going to be similar to holding an asset in the long run,
I
and your
see.
your your portfolio is going to get much smoother,
Hmm.
so that you can keep your heartbeat regularly. So that's
Yeah,
the aim. So
that's
that's the
good.
thing. You put money in crypto world, and I think it's a very interesting project. I believe that crypto gives you a lot of perspectives, and if you don't, you will wonder for the rest of your life, why don't you do it? but
Yeah.
but it depends on how much you put in there, and you how you put in there and how much, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, this is very good, very helpful to me who doesn't really understand a lot about DeFi and CeDeFi. So let's just go back to CeDeFi, right? You mentioned earlier that there are, these services or service provider that can help, non-crypto, uh, uh, I guess non crypto user to participate in the financing for crypto people. So what are these companies? The one that I came up with is what Binance Smart blockchain, right? They are the
Yes.
CeDeFi sort of founder, isn't it?
Uh,
No,
well, they're the first mover. I can't really say they're the founder. I
I
mean, the
see.
word is not even have proper formal description. I mean, maybe they are, but it's hard to tell. In the crypto world, people do their own things, but they are the very
I
very early
see.
movers. So it's not only to put the CeFi world, the centralized people, into the crypto world, but also if you want crypto people. I mean, I'm tired too. There are like thousands, tens of thousands coins out there. I can't
Hmm.
keep up everything. There are lots of projects and I can't read. I mean, I read a lot and I still couldn't keep up. So what happened was I want someone, if I want to do something fun, if I want to invest in metaverse, say, not now, but just say, I want to put money in metaverse or NFT projects or anything, then I might need some help.
Hmm.
I might need something equivalent to ETF
I see.
or
I see.
some help because there's so many things that happen outside that 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 even the crypto fund management team like us feel like we're overwhelmed. I'm no joking. And if people are not overwhelmed by the informations out there, they're not in the crypto world.
Hmm. Hmm.
But
Well, this
at
is
the end of the
good.
day, yeah, but at the end of the day, we have to know what we're doing and why we're investing and the reason why we're investing. So I'm kind of different from other crypto people who speculate and want the most. I want Lamborghini tomorrow. But
Hmm.
our theme is more like go with the flow, harvest the volatility, and so we reduce the risk. So what we're doing here, so it's okay. What we're doing here is different from most of the crypto people, and I think what I want to emphasize is you have to pick and choose. Even though somebody doing something for you, helping you facilitate your investments, still you need to understand the risk that you're exposing and the return that you might getting compared to the risk that you have, and really what is your appetite.
Hmm.
So even though getting help from these people, like people put money and lots of funds in the world, lots, Celsius, Babel, and lots of Thai funds, a lot of local Asian funds, put a lot of money in Luna,
Hmm. And
believing,
they.
yeah, believing that it's going to be stable and it's going to give steady return. And then at the end of the day, these people misjudge and they have shortcomings.
Yeah.
So what happened is even though you have someone investing things for you, you can't just put everything in their hands. So that's the concept of DeFi. Your key, your coin, your asset, you own it, you take your own responsibility.
That's good. No, that's very helpful. I think you're saying that the crypto or the blockchain investment world, it's going through a lot of revolutionizing type of changes to a real world. Therefore, the making the right judgment, it's not as simple as the traditional way, and then trusting things that are being promoted in face value can be dangerous, and even very experienced investors like you guys can be overwhelmed too sometimes.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely. There's information left, right, and center, and there are lots
Mm.
of incredible, good projects coming out a lot, and there are lots
Yeah.
of like undervalued projects, a lot, and I mean it's interesting, it's exciting, and it's tiring, and but it's a good environment to be in.
Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, it's 35 minutes into our talk now. Maybe we should end this session, and then we talk about something related to blockchain again next week.
Sure, sure. Definitely. I'm happy. I'm happy to. And actually, I'm happy to share. I'm sorry if I stumble a little bit, but I'll try
No,
to
it's
smooth things
good.
out. I'm trying to gather my thoughts. Anyway, there are lots more. There are a lot more to talk next week.
Yeah, so you want to go through our recommendation this week?
Well, I'm definitely going to the event in Singapore called Token 2049. I'm sure there's going to be snapshots and a little bit of live, and it has a lot of cool people like top notch. You got Vitalik from Ethereum, you got a lot of cool people like big people from Solana, from everywhere coming, and I'm definitely going. And my recommendation is have a look, and you might follow the news, and or you want if you want to go, you can. There's tickets for sale, so it's in Singapore and in London. So I don't know when is London, but Singapore is like next month, the end of like next month. So my
So
recommendation
it's
is have a
called
look at that.
Token 2049.
Yes.
Why 2049? I mean, I'm
Yeah.
just curious. Why is that year so important?
Yeah, I have no idea. Um, I have no idea why it's 2049.
Or maybe
But
it's not a year. I don't know.
I have to check it out why 2049 is important.
Yeah, there's a movie called Blade Runner 2049, and I don't know
Yeah,
if
yeah,
that's
it could
related,
be.
but
It could be. It could be. I wondered the same thing, but I never checked it out. Good question. Next time I'll come up with answers.
no, that's good. That's good. For me, I've been watching Netflix. I am a big Naruto fan, and they just launched the Naruto Shippuden series, and I've been watching them. But the frustrating part is that I wanted to watch the English dub version, so I can actually because I don't speak Japanese. Um, and for animation fan, I know you guys are like really into the original track, not the dub track. But I've seen this series already, and I wanted to, just leave it on sometimes and just listen to the conversation instead of actually watching it. But I cannot because they don't have the English dub version available in Hong Kong. It's
Oh,
very sad. Yeah.
wow. Sorry,
But I
but
guess
but
I, I
have
can I can proxy myself into the US and thinking that I'm a United States user and watch the English
wow.
dub.
Okay,
But that's
but
just too much work.
do you have a subtitle?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, still.
But subtitle, it's tiring, right? You have to pay attention to the screen the whole time.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, in the distracting world, I like to do more than three things all at once.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Anyways, thank you so much, May. Let's talk about something interesting next week.
All right. Sure. See you next week.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.